potential labor incidents. And then the other one is having an ESF framework is a requirement for obtaining financing and funding, ADB being one example. But having a good EFF framework and maybe ADB funding is also a seal of good housekeeping to avail of funding from other sources, other MDBs, banks, especially those in Europe, as well as certain types of investment funds.
Great, thank you. Anything else to add?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. We appreciate very much the new ESS standards. Basically, it all came from those 3 SPS, but this time, the requirements are very detailed, and we really appreciate that. And we are aware where those details are coming from. For example, these are responses to UN requirements, etc. That's all.
Great,
Thank you.
Great, can we go to the last group in the back?
So there are several takeaways from our group. The first one is it's very good to know that the ESF now include the CL1. And another takeaway is we can see from the slides that it clearly states the procedures or maybe steps, hierarchies for guiding us how to manage the ESS risk and how can we form a management plan. And there are also some takeaway mentioning that the EHS management plan, which now have a monitoring and implementation, and they do introduce us regarding the performance standard. For the future topics and questions, in the future, we would like to see how can we have external monitoring and audits company or maybe independent individual, and because this is very important to the implementation of the new ESS. Another topic will be for consulting company who is doing the project preparation technical assistance or maybe doing the project implementation consulting. How can we better prepare for two things? One is how can we better prepare to win the bid? And the second one will be if we successfully selected, how can we prepare for better management for the client as well as for ADB. That's it.
Great, thank you so much. Good, thank you all for that input. That was very useful. I hope you found that interesting. And we'll just show one more Mentimeter before we end. Thank you for giving a suggestion of a future topic. That's exactly what we wanted to ask here. If there are other topics that you'd like to see us cover over the next year or two as we continue this rollout process, because once the ESF becomes effective in January, then the fun begins of actually implementing it, and it'll be a learning process over the next few years before we all get up to speed on how to do this. So please give us your ideas or suggestions, and then we can end as soon as we're finished with that. We do have, I'm going to show the last slide, which has a few resources, and also, I don't know if you noticed in the back, we have some standing flyers and little plastic stands that give some other resources that you may want to take advantage of. The one I'll flag is we have an e-learning course, several e-learning courses that will be released in about maybe 3 weeks or so. So if you scan the QR code on the flyer, and there are also some cards you can take with you, then you can enroll in one of those 4 courses, and we'll send you an email as soon as it's available. Most of the courses are about 8 hours, so it's really for the people doing the environmental and social risk assessment work, as it's quite technical. If you're not so technical or you don't need an 8-hour course, then you could maybe just look at, we have a series of videos, 2-minute videos, one on each of the 10 ESSs to give you an overview if you want to start with that before getting into too much more technical detail. But you can also get a copy of the ESF on our website. Those QR codes are at the back as well. Great, so thank you so much. We've got some good suggestions coming in here. And we will be doing some online training later in the year. So if you are not already following our Facebook page, we do announce, we will be announcing those on our Facebook page and as well as our website, and also on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn, we don't have an Office of Safeguards account at the moment. But if you get connected with some of us here, then you can, especially Felix is quite active on LinkedIn, then you can get announcements there as well. So please do share your contact details. But we also have your email addresses as well, so we can also send those out to you. So thanks so much. Sorry we went a few minutes over time, but I really appreciate your participation and your attendance. And we look forward to more interactions with you. Thanks.